Hey, Leo, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Leo. We're going to take a look at advice from your future self. And right away here, I'm getting a couple messages around you being validated. I feel like your future self is letting you know here that what you are doing now is setting you apart in some way in order for you to fulfill a mission, fulfill a task that you have here on earth. Okay, so individuality could be a part of this. I'm also getting self-worth. And I also hear, have fun with this. Play, dance, create. And you actually have the fun card showing up here. Because some of you Leos, you may have been taking things very seriously. And you also have the page showing up. And this can be about fun. If you have been having fun doing this, keep on doing it. Because when things become serious, and it doesn't mean that you're not owning up to some sort of responsibility or obligation, but it does feel like you are the life of it. You're the life of the party. You are the person who people want to be around, Leo. And I feel like your inner child is needing that sense of safety and security at this time. But you may notice that you find humor. That can be a defense mechanism. Robin Williams, for example, finding humor in things can be someone's way of coping. So that can certainly be a coping mechanism that you or someone else is working on right now. But I'm getting the other energy of allowing yourself to play, allowing yourself to be curious. Your future self wants you to know that your needs are going to be met. Safety, security, comfort, and validation. Those are something I see being addressed. And it starts with you asking that little inner Leo inside, what do you need? What do you want at this time? Does she need to play? Does he need to dance? Does she need to rest? Does he need to speak up? Feel validated? Feel heard? Ask yourself, what is the most loving thing that you need right now? And how can that show up in your world? How can you gift that to yourself? Because you, Leo, you have a right to feel. And how you feel matters, right? Your needs matter. But I feel like you've been shut down in the past. 10 of Swords, you've been shut down. You've been not just shut down, but you've had the whole door slammed in your face is what I'm getting. And some of you, this was super painful where you just stood there standing in that door with the slammed energy right on you with disbelief of how could this have happened? How did this happen? And I feel like the lessons around some sort of slammed door for you or an ending, it may have taught you about empathy, compassion, and boundaries. Because this is what's underneath here. We're going to take a look at advice from your future self. We have the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is a strong, independent energy that co-creates with her biggest manifesting partner, spirit, him or her. And you've created a life that you love, or you will be, or you are in the midst of. The 9 of Pentacles is self-sufficiency, independence. It's material wealth. This is achieving your goals because you've worked hard. But I also see here, remain open to other possibilities. Because some of you, you may be wanting this door to open for you that's been slammed. You may be trying to turn the handle, but it's locked. And I feel like Spirit is saying, why are we trying to open the door that's been slammed? Right? It's time to explore opportunities elsewhere because there's so many other options or there's so many other possibilities out there when one door closes, another opens. And I do feel here that yes, it has taken a hit to your solar plexus. For some of you, you may have even felt sick to your stomach. You may have had digestion issues, or you felt low self-worth. And you have here, I am worthy. Leo, yes, you are. You were born worthy of all your desires, right? You know your dream is meant for you because it's your vision. It's your dream. It's in your DNA. Tell the universe right now what you desire. Claim it, own it, breathe it. Your mantra, I was born worthy. You absolutely were and are. Now we do have a little bit of that inner child showing up. Sometimes that inner child throws tantrums as an adult, right? We do. We can throw tantrums because we're not being heard. We're not being validated. Our needs are not being met. And what do babies do when they don't know how to effectively communicate? They cry, right? They cry. And there's a part of you that you may not know how to deal with something because you feel like you don't have the tools or the resources to be able to express yourself, or you feel like you're not being validated or heard. And I see here that you are being asked to really tune in and say, what do we need at this time? You know, and some of you are doing some deep inner child healing. You may also be helping others work on their own inner child. And I feel like you have a childhood dream that you are currently living out or fulfilling, even if it may not be the dream that you had thought was going to take shape. It still is, but it may be transforming the shape in which you thought it was going to look like. Okay. It's still showing up as the energy, but instead of it being, you know, a square peg fitting into a circle, you may be saying, well, maybe it's the circle that works best. And that is going to be the key to entering into this circular, you know, opening. And I feel like this is true alignment. There's something aligning here for you. And you're showing up, present self, Page of Pentacles. You're a hard worker. You are someone that likes to have fun as well. You don't like to be tethered to situations. You're a gypsy soul, Leo. You are someone with a bold presence, a playful presence. You may look younger than your age. You may be an old soul, but people may have even commented to you like, Leo, you do not act your age or look your age. You're fun. You're youthful. I mean, this could also be you opening to discovery. And maybe you haven't done that for a while, and it really changes everything because you're investing in yourself. You're investing in yourself. And that may have been a lesson that was learned the hard way. You may have invested in others, or you may have put other people's dreams in front of your own. And I feel like that door was slammed when all you wanted to do was help someone else out, or you wanted to be the best version of who you could be together. And it feels like there was a disappointment. But now you're saying, I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to learn some new skills. This is about you being practical, right? You're going to be practical. You're not going to be all, you know, airy fairy, head in the clouds. I feel like you're dreaming, right? You're dreaming a little dream here, but you're also finding practical, tangible ways to bring this down to earth. And that's what your future self is advising you to do, is continuing to be open to possibilities, curiosities, continue investing in yourself, in your health, in your creative endeavors, but to have fun, stop and smell the roses, because sometimes we can be in that energy of go, 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 more of that masculinity of, okay, I've hit this accomplishment. What's the next one? What's the next one? And we're constantly striving for the next thing without allowing ourselves to just rest and enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? Eat the grapes off the vine, lay in the hammock and read a good book, take that vacation, take a little pause, because I see that you will, if you haven't already, you will accumulate an abundant amount of wealth in this lifetime, Leo. I feel like you will accumulate an abundant amount of wealth. So this could come because you've worked so hard for it, but it could also come because your biggest gift that you have here is what you're giving yourself right now in the moment. You are realizing that in order to get to, this outcome or to be who you know you are meant to be, that you have to be open, that you have to invest in yourself. And your future self is saying, we're getting there, babe. We're getting there. You and me together, and we got this. And I'm going to guide you every step of the way, and you're going to be successful as well. This is definitely an energy of being proud of yourself, feeling confident. Your future self is very, very, very proud of you opening the doors to new opportunities here, because some of those new opportunities are lifelong. They're definitely lifelong. Let's take a look at your current situation, question or struggle. Well, you're carrying a lot. You're determined though. You are determined to forge your own unique path. You're a trailblazer is what I'm hearing. And I feel like I've said that to you numerous times, Leo. I'm a Leo rising, so I'm definitely in tune with your energy here. And sometimes we get an idea or we get this passion within us and we want to go all the way, right? We want to take it all the way. We have all these inspirations. We communicate, we write them down, and then we get all fired up. But then it feels a little bit overwhelming or daunting or too much of a burden. And then we may tend to back off and we say, well, maybe I'll just come back to this. Or perhaps I'm just going to put this over here on the back burner. So I feel at times you may have some unfinished projects. Okay, you may have some unfinished projects, or if you're like me, at times you'll be cleaning the house and, cleaning out the sink, and then you decide to clean the fridge, and then you decide that the garbage needs to be going out, and before you know it, you have a bunch of projects all up in the air, and you're like, okay, wait, stop. I need to get back on track here. What was my original, thought process here? Okay, it was the dishes. I need to tend to the dishes, and then I can clean out the fridge. Then I can take out the garbage. So I do see here, with this 8 of Wands, the 8 of Wands is about staying on track, because this can be fast. This can be a fast, speedy progression. It can be travel, communication. Some of you are needing to realign your priorities and say, wait a second, what really needs to get done? Do I need to do these dishes? Do I need to clean the fridge? Do I need to take out the garbage? Or do I just need a break? Do I need to go outside barefoot and just dance, right? Do I need to have a little bit of fun? Yes, the responsibilities are going to be there, but do they need to be done this second? Or vice versa. Maybe some of you have been having too much fun and we need to get back into a routine. But can we really have too much fun? 10 of Wands here says you're determined to manifest a dream, but it's going to be slow and steady wins the race, not instant success or instant, try not to be so quick to make some sort of a judgment call. I am getting the judgment energy here for you, even though I don't see it out quite yet. I feel like the current situation is saying, stay aligned, stay aligned. What's the dream? What's the goal? Don't get distracted. That's what your future self is saying here. We have a little bit of ADHD, a little bit of type A personality. Raise your hands. Now, I do see you being, a strong empath. This is beautiful. We can be empaths without taking on other people's stuff, right? We can. It means that you have to draw a line in the sand, and it means that there has to be lessons. Because some of you, the reason why there may have been a situation that had ended or was kind of slammed in your face is because someone took advantage of your kindness, or there was a boundary that was overstepped, and perhaps you enabled or you allowed someone to keep treating you a certain way. And that, you could have been the one that slammed the door. But I feel like there were a lot of lessons in this situation here, Leo. Let's take a look at what you are meant to spend less time on. What do we need to spend less time on? What does Leo need to spend less time on? Two of Pentacles, indecisiveness, pros and cons. What I'm getting with this Two of Pentacles is juggling too much, right? Juggling so much that you feel overwhelmed, that you don't quite know how to slow down. Excuse me. Or again, this may be the cause of what has you feeling a little bit chaotic, like you're carrying quite literally the weight of the world on your shoulders with this 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Wands. Okay, 10 of Wands. This can also be a Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It. I got to fix everything. I got to fix the situation. If I don't fix it, it's going to just create a tower. It's going to be chaotic. I need to be the one to do these dishes because if someone else does them, they're going to leave food on them and that's not going to be okay. And, you know, we tend to feel like we have to be the one that takes care of everything. Otherwise, it doesn't get done right. And that can be a bit of a pitfall because then what we do is we take on things that sometimes aren't even ours. And then we say yes to that, you know, that event that we don't really want to go to, or we say yes to this family obligation or that work situation until things start to really pile up. Spend less time saying yes to everyone else and more time saying, okay, what can I say yes to that's a soul yes for myself? And let's dive into that. What do we need to spend more time on? We just said it a little bit, but let's clarify. What do we need to spend more time on? The Fool, opening up to new beginnings. Beautiful. This is you knocking on heaven's door, right? In a good way. It's about the doors opening and you're saying, okay, I'm open to higher frequencies. I'm opening to new opportunities. I don't have to stay in this 10 of Swords. Because sometimes we ride the cusp. We stay in the suffering, or we stay in something that feels miserable. I mean, 10 of Swords is mental exhaustion as well. And I see mental and physical exhaustion showing up here for you at times. But what you are guided to spend more time on is stepping outside of your comfort zone, untethered by crap, by other people's stuff, by what's going on externally, by distractions. When the Fool goes down the rabbit hole, when Alice goes down the rabbit hole, she doesn't have a suitcase with her, right? She has what is on her back, and she goes down this path of discovery, and what she discovers is a whole world beyond, beyond her wildest imagination. And I feel like you are being guided to really be curious about your potential, your soul self, tap into self-discovery. And it's not that you're being reckless by doing so. It's not that you're being reckless by leaving those dishes, but saying, that isn't a priority that has to be done. Maybe that's my OCD kicking in. Maybe that's something that I need to just let sit for a moment so I can come back to myself. And that's what you are being guided to focus on, Leo. What do we need to remember? What do we need to remember? I'm going to remember who you are. Mufasa, Lion King, Two of Swords. Remember that you have the ability to choose. Sometimes we feel like we can't make a choice if we don't have all of the information or all of the facts or all of the evidence, or logically, if it doesn't quite make sense, we can't do it, right? Can't do it. That doesn't make sense. How many of you have done that at times, right? You feel like you don't have all the pieces, therefore you're stuck. And the Two of Swords is saying, remember that your head and your heart are tools, they're resources. And when it comes to the brain, the mind, as I always say, this goes in perfect alignment. The mind can be used to build. Think of your mind as a networking system, a computerized system that we have programmed. The mind can be used to build, or it can destroy. We can have a virus come in and destroy it all, right? And I see here that you're remembering that the mind here can be a powerful tool. That's why we have that tool. So paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to your beliefs, because it is those thought patterns and choices that you make that is going to get you to where you are going. So stay present within those thoughts. Stay present within the choices that you're making for yourself. And remember that if you don't like the result, you always have the opportunity to do something differently. You don't have to stay stuck in something here. And that goes back to this 10 of Swords. If a door has been slammed in your face, don't sit there staring at the door wondering, okay, how do I open this up again? How do I, unlock this? Or how can I get this energy on the other side to open it up? Maybe what you're being guided to do here is choose a new direction. Use that brilliant logical mind of yours to go knocking on another door, because it could be even better than what had shut down in the first place. So remember that. When one door closes, another opens. What do we need to let go of? What do we need to let go of here? Oh, I almost seen that death card come out. Ooh. Oh, there it is. That kind of came in like a flash. You have the death card. You have the 5 of Swords. Oh my gosh, the 7 of Swords. No wonder you need to let this go. 5 and 7 of Swords, those are rebels. Those are minions. I mean, that's not fun. They are closely related to the devil, which is highly toxic. Or in this case, closely related to the Wicked Witch of the East, right? The one that the door has been shut. The door has been shut. The house has landed on the Wicked Witch of the East. But for whatever reason, we keep looking at that door. That's what we need to let go of. Remember earlier I said someone taking advantage? Someone could be vengeful, selfish, lying, cheating, betraying you. 5 and 7 is a very challenging energy. And I do feel like you're working on phasing out of this cycle and taking the lessons with you that you've learned. I don't feel like we need to spend tons of time on this, because you're going to know what this is. But 5s are challenging. It can be manipulation. It can be knowing when to fight for something, when to walk away. But I feel like that door has closed forever. It's locked. It is bolted up. And that key has been thrown to the sea. You're never going to find that again. You don't need to. I feel like it's been bolted up for a reason. And I think I heard the other day, and this is interesting, it's the nails that stick out. Those are the ones that we need to pound in. Those are the ones that need to be, addressed. So what nails are sticking out for you at this time? Whether those nails represent beliefs, maybe it's people, maybe it's a learning curve, maybe it's your needs, your inner child needs, maybe it's your self-worth. So address those nails that are sticking out. Otherwise, you're going to get cut. You're going to step on them, right? You're not going to be able to build. They need to either be pulled out or pounded in. How can you address them and then be able to put an end to it here? So let that go. I'm also getting forgiveness. Some of you, there could be closure or even an apology. This could even be forgiveness towards self for staring at that closed door for quite some time. But remember, your soul having a human experience, and sometimes that human experience has a difficult time letting go. But here you are showing up as the world. This is what you are meant to give yourself credit for. Recognized how far you've come on your journey, Leo. A lot of you are graduating. You're graduating a massive soul lesson. Some of you could quite literally be graduating from maybe a program, certification, or higher education. You could be graduating in terms of relationship. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you are getting divorced. There could be travel, freedom, completion. I do see here you've come through a lot. You've come through You've been wounded. You've been burned. Some of you, I just heard burned at the stake. Okay, who has a past life as a witch? The world is about you closing this chapter of your life with the 10 of Swords, the death, and the world. This is a big, big, big part of who you were at one point. But that Fool energy, remember, that's what we need to spend time on, is the Fool. Yes, you changed. You have changed. You are no longer the same Leo that you were, 5 years ago or even 5 months ago. You have this new journey that you are meant to explore. We see a turnaround here. We see a completion. The World is the last in the major arcana. The Fool is that beginning, right? That is the new door opening for you. So let's take a look at the potential to become, the outcome. Whoa, that one came out quick. The Sun, this is you. Oh, I'm loving this. Leo, beautiful. You see how quick that came out? You guys, I didn't even barely shuffle and it like shot out. So this could be closer than you think. This could be by your birthday, next birthday for a lot of you. Okay, July, August, July 27th, 28th, August 7th, August 9th, August 15th. I'm hearing those dates here. Okay, I do feel like wherever you're going, it's going to be a lot happier than where you've been, or at least the ending of something, how that ending was. Some of you may have thought, I'm never going to pick up the pieces of an ending, or I'm never going to feel, as happy as I once was. But here you are embracing it all. This is happiness. It's abundance, vitality, and it's playfulness. So a lot of you, you're meant to have fun. And look at, that's your final outcome card, is the fun. And it says, stop taking life so seriously. If you're not having fun, you are missing the point. Remember a time when you were younger and felt wild and free? I remember as a child, I spent every waking minute outdoors. I was constantly out swimming in the lakes or climbing trees or catching frogs, being at one with nature. Right? Reading a good book, getting lost like Alice in Wonderland does, right? No wonder Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland are my two favorites. So bring those two together. And this is this deck right here. If you want to know more, description box below. But you're a dreamer. And I am getting you manifesting those dreams. And it says, remember a time, when you were younger, what were you doing? What were you wearing? What were you expressing? Now, I remember being outside, like I mentioned, but my clothes were dirty. I played outside. I played in the sand. And sometimes as an adult, I feel, okay, I can't be wearing that dirty piece of clothing. That would be not like me. But sometimes it's okay to let there be a little bit of fun, a little bit of dirt, get your hands dirty. It's okay to get a little bit muddy. It's okay to go squish your toes in the mud or go play in the rain. I feel like your soul work assignment here from your future self is saying, let your hair down, have fun, play again. Have fun and play today. Seriously, do something fun and silly. Your mantra, Leo, when I play, I open my heart to the feeling of freedom. With your outcome energy being the sun, this looks delicious. And remember, your future self is here guiding you every step of the way. And so you are going to stop and smell the roses. Some of you may be booking a trip for yourself. You may be traveling. You may be embarking upon a new path career-wise. Maybe you're retiring. Yeah, some of you could be retiring and completely stepping into a new chapter. Maybe you're retiring from a relationship, or maybe you're getting into one. Higher level of commitment here. Whatever this is fun. This is you trusting in your soul's truth and your path. And I feel like you are realizing and remembering that you are worthy of it all. You're born worthy. Remember, it's in your DNA. That is what I have for you, Leo. I hope this resonates. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And thank you so very much for tuning in. Lots of love.